3 minutes past 7 p.m. right here in our studio. Yes, Voice of the People FM. That's the station, 90.3. That's the frequency. Yeah. My name is Precious Inyi, welcoming you to the Evening Rush. Now, this is undisputedly, perhaps arguably, the best, where we get to have the best conversations, or Nigeria's best conversation takes place here every evening. And here we get to look at critical conversations, especially those that is made around all day. We have expert analysis, and most importantly, we get to have you have your say. And you have your say, in a full dose. Yeah. So that's what we do here. And that's our Voice of the People. Welcome to the show. Today is Tuesday. So I got, my Tuesday, Monday tonic in the house. I was talking about Prince Francis Chilaka. Prince, good evening and thank you for joining us.
Precious, how are you? Good evening.
I'm very well. Thank you. How about you?
I'm good.
Okay. So, interesting. Some very sweet things have been happening. So, Idris Abdul Karim took a swipe at President Bola Ahmed, Professor Wole Soyinka, saying that, Wole Soyinka is not criticizing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, or perhaps typical of him, to other administrations, that he's not doing that in spite of the hardship and difficulty Nigerians are facing, that he's perhaps not responding or criticizing this government because of his selfish interest or personal interest. I'd like you to react to that.
I'm happy that we still have people with the voice, people who are speaking truth to power. We all can't be cowed, we all can't close our mouth, but we continue to say the truth. Wole Soyinka, the Nobel laureate, is a man I have so much regards for. But I'll tell you that in recent times, I'm beginning to ask myself that is it that there's an age people get to, and they don't see truth and call it truth, and they just pretend they don't see. And it's unfortunate that our elders in this country, in quotes, those who call themselves elders, most of them are not really speaking up. Not only Wole Soyinka, most of them are not speaking up. Most of them are keeping quiet. And it could be due to personal reasons, selfish reasons, call it whatever you want to call it. But the point is that elders are expected to speak up and speak out in the face of unhealthy situation. But unfortunately, but if it's something that has to do with the obedience or Peter Obi, you would have seen Wole Soyinka, jumping around the whole place. It's unfortunate, but truth must be said. He said, I remember him saying that he was not going to judge this government or say anything till the government is 1 year old. This government was 1 year old on the 29th of May. This is June. We're now in July, isn't it? And he's still keeping mute. Obviously, people around him are not feeling the bad effects of the leadership we have today. People around him are not hungry. People around him are not sick. People around him are not calling for good governance. So I think that's why he's keeping quiet. So Abdul Karim has said the truth, and I expect that.
You consider that the truth?
Yes, it's the truth. And I know that those who blindly support the prof will soon come out to air their views, and the prof will also respond. But I'm happy that Abdul Karim is not talking to him, or is not saying this as an obedient, because if he was an obedient, by now he would have responded. But we need people like Wole Soyinka to speak truth to power for this country to move forward.
All right, thank you so much. Let me run you through the hot topics that we have this evening very quickly. On the hot topic this evening, food scarcity, hunger, Nigerians losing patience, so Senate tells Tinubu. Joblessness, acquire practical skills. Nigeria's education curriculum is outdated. Ganduji urges youth. You not get work, abi. Get practical skills. After all, what you go learn for school inside that curriculum, it outdated. Who's supposed to change them? Fuel scarcity. Nigerians running out of patience. Yeah, I think I did take this before. Yeah, very quickly. Moving on to other conversations. Suspend Samoa agreement. Reps tell Nigerian government. Waiting they do with that agreement. Suspend them. CJN to inaugurate 22 additional justices for appeal courts. Yeah. CJN to inaugurate 22 additional justices for appeal courts, July 10. That's also in the news. Let's see. All right, still in the news this evening. Tinubu creates Ministry of Livestock Development to stop farmers' headers clash. Tinubu creates Ministry of Livestock Development to stop farmers' headers clash. And you may not see this prominently, but AIT reports that 560 repentant Boko Haram militants commenced training in Borno. 560 repentant Boko Haram militants commenced training in Borno, making it a total of about 8,460 repentant Boko Haram members that will be incorporated into the society. And let's just let you know that this is the 8th batch of that initiative. Moving on, I was reading the headline. Okay, sir.
I don't understand why our government and our leaders are taken out for granted. I don't understand why our leaders seem to have lost every sense of decorum and every sense of humanity. How can you come and tell people that you are refurbishing, you are, rehabilitating terrorists, people who have maimed, who have raped, who have killed other citizens at will, and you're telling Nigerians that you are refurbishing them, you are rehabilitating them, and you're putting them back into the larger society, and nobody is saying anything about those who the actions of these terrorists and these young men that are being refurbished and rehabilitated has affected their livelihood, their properties, their family members that have ended up dying. Nobody is saying anything about it. What kind of a country is this? What kind of leadership is this? Why is it that the Nigerian government has no respect for human life? In other words, what you're saying today, and from what the news is saying, is that anybody can kill somebody, and then you come out and say you have repented, and your sins are washed away. So if this is happening to those who have been found wanting, those who have participated in killing, kidnapping, and raping, why is Nnamdi Kanu still being held by government? When people come and say we have two laws in this country, that we're allowing tribalism and religion to becloud our sense of judgment, people will say, oh, you're not supposed to say that. But that is the truth. That is what is playing out right now. This government needs to be very careful how they handle these matters.
All right, so moving on now. Reps to federal government withhold allocation of states running TIC. That is the House of Reps telling local government, telling the federal government to withhold allowances of those running transition implementation committees. Withhold their allowances. Let's rush it quickly. Exit from ECOWAS irreversible. Mali government is saying so because they didn't keep their seats for the last meeting. Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. They say they are not coming back. Call it work. And Nupeng Pengasin writes Tinubu seek probe of alleged IOCs against Dangote refinery. Still in the news, bill to create extra 74 seats for women in National Assembly passes second reading. And still in the news, Kanu residents in fear as armed hoodlums camp at Emmaus Palace. Hey, Rivers crisis. Your silence is worrisome. Niger Delta group slams Tinubu. This one you're quiet. You're not saying anything. Your brother they do. Your minister they do. The governor they do. It's worrisome. That's what they tell him. And then the other conversation. Fuel scarcity. Nigerians running out of patience. Youth leaders to Tinubu government. So House of Rep told Tinubu is on, the president is on, and the youth leaders are also telling the president the same thing. Lagos, these are the hot topics that we have. But very quickly, let's take a short break. We'll be right back as we begin to dissect these and other conversations very shortly. Stay with us. This is the Evening Rush. You're welcome.
From the views on the streets,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city. The loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lawn.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and pressure for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people. From the views on the street,
We go to bed empty hunger.
Listen to hot critical analysis and top trending topics of the day. Join Precious, Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. on The Evening Rush.
All right, Legacy, you are welcome back. It is still 90.3 Voice of the People FM. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's get started very quickly as, the Senate has called on the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, address the problem of hunger in the land caused by food insecurity, which has created what is described as an emergency. Now, according to the Senate President, Bola Tinubu-led federal government should take measures to fight the current food insecurity in the country by outlining some measures to combat the situation, just as it warned that with hunger and poverty in the land, patience, tolerance are both elastic. Say, make I break them down. They say, with hunger, where they carry. In fact, when hunger come like this, where we dey, say, you see, patience, so tolerance, so say the thing, you get as you go drag and reach, but no go fear endure them again, because patience, tolerance, need to hear hunger. Belle need to hear hunger. That make they say today overfeeding need to cure tomorrow hunger. So, but then they said, but they are not eternally elastic, as people are already losing patience. Now, the Senate has already warned against the looming crisis, saying that the country would not like the kind of thing that it will see on the streets. Stressing that that it does not like the kind of things that we see on the streets. That's what the House says. Stressing that it was time that the country, especially the executive arm of government, takes every possible action, as the government cannot take the people for granted for too long. I am surprised to hear this. Adding that they have come almost to the end of their patience. That is, you Nigerians have come almost to the end of your patience. Is that true? Now, the Senate noted that over the past few months, prices of goods and household consumables have seen a significant rise in the country, leading to high inflation rates, weakened purchasing power, and a general deterioration of living conditions of the vast majority of Nigerians. Now, the Senate has disclosed that as an emergency solution to address the problem of food scarcity, the federal government has deployed 60 trucks of fertilizers to each of the 36 states of the federation, with 2 per senator and 1 truck for each member of the House of Representatives. They don't carry 60 trucks. They say 2 trucks, 1 senator go get them, 1 truck for 1 House of Rep member, so that when I go farm. Which farm? The one that the insecurity will allow you to go to farm? Well, resolution of the Senate yesterday was sequel to motion titled Urgent Need to Address Food Insecurity and Market Exploitation of Consumables in Nigeria. It was sponsored by Senator Sunday Karimi, APC, Kogi West, and co-sponsored by Senate Whip, Senator Ali Ndume, APC, Borno State. In his presentation, Senator Karimi noted that the law that for the past few months, the prices of goods and household consumables have been on an abysmal rise in the country, leading to high rates of inflation, weakening buying power, and generally worsening the living conditions of majority of Nigerians. So they said a lot. Bottom line, they're telling the president, God, Presido, take it easy up, because Nigerians may not endure this for this too long. But another group too, the Coalition of Ethnic Nationalities Youth Leaders in Nigeria, have expressed anger over the worsening fuel scarcity in the country. This time, none of fuel, not before they alone. So because of the fuel scarcity, a lot of people are going through. You recall that the youths under the issues of Nigeria ethnic nationality youth leaders council worldwide had slammed a 1-week resignation ultimatum for the managing director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, Mele Kyari. However, the ultimatum ended today that we're talking about, Tuesday, and Kyari remains in office even though we don't have fuel, and we go to bed MC hunger. Now, this is also as fuel scarcity has spread across the country, with long queues being witnessed at the fuel filling stations dispensing the product. Angered by the worsening situation, the youth leaders told the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government, that they were running out of patience. So look, how God Tinubu, they run out of patience. Which kind of wahala be this now? Would they talk say would they go to bed empty hunger? Now na fear scarcity will won't come face. Plus, including say the fear self no cheap before. Now what's make a problem there like this? Now in a statement made available to journalists today, Tuesday, by Mazi Oku Nabuike, the publicity secretary of the group, they urged President Tinubu to save Nigerian masses from more of sufferings. Oku said it was unacceptable that Nigerians would continue to spend man hours at petrol stations, even with all the assurance that came with subsidy removal. You'll recall that as yesterday I did tell you guys that NNPC said thunderstorm, thunder. You know when thunder, rain they fall like this because it's rainy season. When rain is falling, lightning is lightning, thunder is striking, thunder might fire the fuel and the fuel will not explode. So because of that, they cannot transload ship to ship transloading. Carry it from the ship to another ship to now bring it to the shore and not transport. And even when they now manage to do that, when they're transporting it, they have a problem with the fact that there is flood on the road. Flood caused by our village people, because when flood is like that on the road and the roads are not good enough, perhaps our village people should be the ones to fix it. Well, but let me quickly attend to all of these issues, and I see that you can wait, Prince Francis Chilaka. But very quickly, oh goodness, where do I start this? So Nigeria's education curriculum has come under scrutiny with the national chairman of the SAASA. I wanted to take all of them because we don't have time.
Calm down.
You don't want to allow me.
Calm down.
You want to off my mic.
Suddenly, the Senate is waking up. Suddenly, people are beginning to speak out. Suddenly, they are worried because everybody in government is worried with what has played out in Kenya. That is just it. They are suddenly worried that the Nigerian youths may wake up one day and begin to behave like Kenyans. But you know one thing is that Nigerian youths are very docile. Nigerian people generally would take anything from their leaders. All they will do is complain, we go to bed, empty hunger, and that is it. There's so much pain, penury, anger, hunger, frustration in the country. So I never knew we had senators. Honestly speaking, I never knew we had senators. I thought that office has been closed down for a long time. Because all I hear is that we are offering prayers. We are sending prayers to your email. We are buying new cars, new SUVs. We are collecting so and so amount of money for constituency projects that never get executed. So I never knew we had a Senate that had an oversight function over the executive. This is alarming. Who gave them the balls to speak to the executive arm of government? Who gave this Senate the opportunity for the eyes to have it? Who gave this Senate the mouth to talk on behalf of Nigerians? Nigerians don't recognize that they have senators anymore. You're saying 2 months ago, this is 1 year of hardship, 1 year of frustration, 1 year of penury, and you're saying 2 months ago, we don't have senators. Everybody that calls himself a senator in this country right now should hide their faces in shame. Oh, suddenly, they now know that Nigerians are suffering. Oh my God, this is laughable. This is extremely laughable.
All right, so let me quickly move on to, can I go ahead now with the other conversation,
go
sir?
ahead.
Thank you, sir. So Nigeria's education curriculum has come under scrutiny with the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, that is Abdullahi Ganduje, attributing the country's high rate of joblessness to the outdated system. He said, "What make our youth enough to get work? Say our curriculum don't be outdated."
When Ganduje was governor of Kanu State, What educational reforms did he put in place?
He now said that our youth, they should go and learn viable skills that can give them.
Where are his children?
Skills that are practical.
Where are his children?
His
children learning.
One of his son is a strong furniture guy. Like he's one of the biggest furniture guys.
Where?
Of course, in Nigeria here now.
Which Nigeria?
You never see me. One's one of the finest furniture shops.
You see, when our political class talk, they just talk just to get media publicity. He was a governor for 8 years. How well did Kano State fare educationally? What will he say? What legacy, what educational legacy did Gandoje leave in Kano? What? I think that the problem also is that the media keeps giving attention to people they shouldn't give attention to. Somebody like Gandoje shouldn't be talking about education at all. He has nothing to offer any Nigerian youth or any Nigerian child.
So I don't have to take that story completely.
No. Please.
Okay.
It's an insult on the sensibility of Nigerians. For Gandoje, who was a governor for 8 years and could not get his state out of the doldrums. He could not put his state to even become fifth. And yet he's talking about education. I'm sure tomorrow he'll be talking about health. And then next tomorrow he'll be talking about there is hunger in the land.
Okay. All right. So moving on now. Now, amid the controversy trailing the Samoa agreement, 88 members of the House of Representatives have moved a motion urging the federal government to suspend the implementation of the contentious accord until all the clauses are addressed and spelled out. Until we spell out whether not LGBTQ or HGT, anyone with their moment they spell them out first and address them so that everybody could be all right. Now, you'd recall that the Samoa agreement signed by the federal government with the European Union received heavy backlash, with many frowning upon what they thought was the recognition of LGBTQ, as it were, rights. Now, in moving the motion today, Tuesday, a member of the House, Aliyu Madaki, drew attention to the clause which highlights gender equality and described it as Trojan horse, which could violate the morals of the country. The House also mandated its relevant committees to investigate controversial provisions of the agreement. However, at press conference Saturday, Minister of Budget and Economic Planning Atiku Bagudu, alongside his counterpart in the Minister of Information Mohammed Idris, said Nigeria won't enter into an agreement that was anti-ethical, as it were, to the constitution. See, in fact, as a matter of fact, the Nigerian constitution supersedes whatever it is that is in that agreement. I think that was what they said then. But this is where we are now. So, do you see the federal government succumbing and disregarding the agreement?
Well, the federal government is speaking from two sides of the mouth. I think I read somewhere they said they were going to sue, is it Daily Trust? Yes, I read it. And I'm shocked that in all of this, suddenly the House of Rep is coming up to say suspend, which means that if the House of Rep is saying suspend this agreement, it means that there are things published by Daily Trust that is true.
But even the Minister of National Planning and Economy, Minister Bagudu, and the Minister of Information never denied the clause. Rather, they are saying that whatever it is that we think that is a clause that is in that agreement, it's downplayed by our constitution.
How do you downplay
because our constitution supersedes that?
No, how do you downplay an agreement that other nations have endorsed fully? Accept. You see, an agreement means that you have accepted. You cannot endorse an agreement. It's like going to rent an apartment, and there's a clause in the agreement that says that the landlord has a right to give you 24 hours notice to quit, and you endorse that agreement, and then you come back and you say, my village people have a shrine, and that shrine says it is not everything in this agreement that you will follow. Where's the common sense in that? Who does that?
Okay.
So the government should be sincere. Like I keep saying, there's so much falsehood in every step this government has taken. So I'm going with the Federal House of Rep, suspend the agreement, and let us understand what we're getting into. You cannot bamboozle 200 and something million people into accepting something and you're saying, oh, we accepted this agreement, but our constitution supersedes it. Please.
All right, so
Please.
moving on very quickly, the CGN is set to inaugurate 22 additional justices of the appeal court July 10. That is tomorrow, Wednesday. And one of them, of course, is Iberichi Suzette Wike, the wife of the former governor of River State, now the minister of the FCT, alongside others tomorrow. Yeah, we recall that she was recently uplifted, promoted to as the appeal court judge, an appeal court judge.
I don't have anything against her. I believe that if she has earned it, that's the language. If it is not politically motivated, if it is something she has earned as a result of hard work, I am totally in support of it.
Okay. All right then. Quickly, you've already said something about the Boko Haram, repentance Boko Haram, so we don't have to talk about it again.
I didn't talk about it.
Okay, you talked about the livestock. Okay. So let's leave the you spoke about it now. You want to create Ministry of Livestock Development. You
for me that is you see, this government is, well, President Bola Tinubu said he was going to continue with the legacies of the former president Muhammadu Buhari. What I see playing out right now is the government is clandestinely trying to introduce Ruga back into the system.
Is that what you think?
That is what I believe. You can see.
Why do you think so?
Livestock falls under the Ministry of Agriculture. At what point are you now making it a ministry of its own? Based on what? What is the contribution of livestock in the development and in the GDP of Nigeria? What? How much are we getting from it? Livestock is a personal business. It's a private entity. It's a private business run by individuals. Why is it that every successive government is so interested in livestock? Why? Why is it that government is not sitting down to say, okay, let us provide loans for people that own cows. Let them go and buy land or rent land or lease a land and set up ranches. Why are we thinking backwards? 21st century. You are thinking of creating a pathway and creating a grazing field. Who does that in this era? See, I'm Precious.
Sir?
You know that in few years back, not quite long, so many schools in Lagos, especially schools set up by the late governor of Lagos State, Lateef Jakande. Most of the schools he set up then were set up outside developed areas. And one of them is the one in Ikoyi, Osborn Road. There used to be a path from behind the school. You can walk from there, from Osborn Road, you walk and you come out at Obalende. So a lot of students, including myself, because that was my alma mater, including myself, we used to walk. You see tall trees, beautiful. Fresh air. We walk through it to Obalende. We do not pay transport. We just use our transport money to enjoy ourselves. But today you cannot do that. Why? Because of development. Because houses have been built. And those houses have blocked all those roads. So are you now saying that tomorrow the governor of Lagos State will say, no, we want to go back to how that area was? Are you going to demolish all the structures that have been built across there? You will not do that. And the same thing is happening to the route, the grazing route these people who own these cows are claiming. Roads have come, houses have come, development has come. Do you want to break all of that because you want to create a path for people to carry their cows? Do you want to do that? Is Nigeria moving forward or are we on reverse gear?
Okay, so my only
tomorrow,
okay,
tomorrow, people selling spare parts, people selling car parts, will tell government to create a ministry for them because they're also into business. We need
it's all personal business.
Yes, we need to remove sentiment in governance. We need to remove ethnicity. We need to remove religion. Unfortunately, a lot of people that have found themselves in the position of authority have their own agenda, and they're always pushing their own agenda.
All right. So, I would just like us to, if we can, gloss through this very quickly. The Nigerian government and the 8th batch of the reintegration of low risk minors of repentant Boko Haram members, and they're pushing out about 560 of them are undergoing training so that they can be reintegrated back into the society. Currently, this is happening in Maiduguri, Borno State. You'd recall that initially they had, I think, from the 1st to the 7th batch, they had released about 7,930 of them into the society. And of course, the person in charge, the Brigadier General Abdullah Ishak, said that he feels confident that these 560, they reintegrate them into the society, they will do well, because the other 7,930 that they reintegrated did not do badly. They've not given them any cause to worry or any concern. So because of that, it's okay. I'd like to get a reaction. Do you think that this is justice, good justice, to people whose families were cleared, whose communities may have been taken over, those who lost loved ones as a result of the actions of these low-risk minors, Boko Haram members? Now repentant, by the way.
A few months back, if I'm not wrong, the governor of Borno State, I think Dr. Zulum, was interviewed, and he said that he's scared and that he's worried, and that his fear is that a lot of new recruits by this terrorist group are young, youthful Nigerians. And he said he's really, really worried at that soon we will no longer be dealing with foreigners as terrorists. We'll be dealing with our own people. And then just post that with what is playing out today, you will understand that this government has not been fair and sincere to the Nigerian people. This government is saying that there is no punishment for crime. If you believe that these people, you can refurbish them, you can rehabilitate them, and throw them back into the society, nobody is talking about people who have lost their lives in the hands of these people who have lost their properties, people who have been made to abandon their ancestral homes just because of these people. And there we are, clapping for it, clapping for them. We're so happy. And it still brings to question, what is the morality behind it? Why is it that we're not spending this amount of time, energy, and resources in our correctional centers, where you have, 60% of inmates awaiting trial? Why are we not putting these resources in our educational sector? Why are we not thinking ahead? Why is it that EFCC is all over the place arresting young boys and tagging them yahoo yahoo and sentencing them to prison? Which one is worse? Which one is worse? You treat one person you give one person a spoon, a golden spoon, and you give the other one an iron spoon.
So are you suggesting that Yahoo Boy should also be given amnesty?
There should also be, and
given a second chance to repent.
Given a second chance. We should do the right thing in this country. There should be punishment for every crime that is committed. The politicians who steal our money and take it abroad, they should be brought to book. We need to gather all these politicians who have been stealing money, and when they go appear before the court or appear before the National Assembly, they collapse, they feign illness, they suddenly lose their limbs, become weak. They have to put them on stretcher and bring them to the courts. We need to gather them all together in one room and begin to also rehabilitate them. It is so shameful that in this 21st century, what we're talking about is looking people who attacked as terrorists, and you say you're giving them a second chance. And the annoying and most insensitive thing that retired general said, that once they go back into the system, they should start attending parties, attending wedding ceremonies. They should begin to jump around. How do you want?
He wants them reintegrated.
How do you want the family members, the family members of the people who have died in the hands of this so-called youthful terrorist? How do you want them to feel? Right. They should be happy. How do you want those who are living in the IDP camps to feel? Oh, they should be happy that those who caused them the pain are back in the society rejoicing and happy. There has to be punishment for every crime committed. Right. Government should wake up to that reality.
Thank you. So moving on now, still talking about government, the House of Representatives has urged the federal government to withhold allocation to states running a transition implementation committee, as they don't want to do election or you withhold their money. TIC. Now the House also urged the Revenue Mobilization Allocation Fiscal Commission to create a special account where allocations due to local governments run by unelected officials will be paid to. So any allocation will be say na caretaker committee chairman in the state they run, anyone will be say supposed to give to that state, or create a different account, give to them, no give them directly. Oh wow, interesting. Now the House stated that the money should be withheld until elected representatives are put in place by such state governments. Now the resolution followed the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance by Rep. Gaza Jonathan, SDP Nasarawa, and Rep. Ademori Kuye, APC Lagos, on the floor of the House of Representatives. Do you agree with this? I don't want to read further. I mean, that's what we've been clamoring for, isn't it?
What are you clamoring for?
For true independence and autonomy of the local government.
Do they not need?
No,
let me finish. Do the National Assembly or the House of Rep need to pass such? What is the position of the Constitution regarding the 3 tiers of government?
So you remember that the Constitution stated all of that, but the Constitution did not categorically state as to their economy.
Then they should go back to that Constitution. When I say it severally that document should be shredded, people tell me, oh, it's not the problem. But that's the problem we have in this country, that document. If that document is not working, is not giving us the kind of democracy we want, why are we holding on to that document? So why is suddenly the House of Rep waking up, to say, oh, hold their money? Even the ones where you have done elections, do they get the money? I'm asking you, Precious. The states that have held local government elections, do the allocation due to the local government chairman go to the local government? They don't. So why are they, talking as if, there is a new thing? We all know what is happening. We all know how the governors have been sitting on top of the funds meant for the local government, whether transitional or elected. So for me, this is not something it's not of any importance to anybody. What they should be talking about, it should be important to everybody to say, how do you stop the state governors from flinching on the allocation of the local government? How do you stop it? Until that is done, there is nothing anybody will say that will make sense. So if you stop the allocation, what happens? The same local government election you will hold by the State Electoral Commission, that the party in the state wins all the election, wins all the states, all the local governments. Is that democracy? Is that the kind of democracy we want in this country? That a state, because the governor is APC, so every local government chairman must be APC. That is not democracy. Let us stop fooling ourselves in this country. When we are ready for democracy, when we are ready for government of the people will take ownership of their country. The people are not ready yet.
All right. So, let me quickly run to a letter that we heard was written by Nopeng and Pengasin. That is the Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers and the Petroleum and Natural Gas Staff Association of Nigeria, to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, demanding a high-powered investigation into the allegation that the international oil companies (IOCs) are plotting to undermine and destabilize the Dangote refinery and petrochemicals. You recall that Dangote had, several in an event mentioned that, he thought there were cabals in the drug industry, but it's even worse. And these cabals are not just within Nigeria. Of course, you know what he's saying. International cabals in the oil industry and all that. This looks like a sort of frustration of his. That his refinery is a high capacity refinery. So, do you see the president acting on this?
This one is.
I don't want to talk. I just asked and winked because
You know why I'm laughing.
There is a lot of unspoken words.
You know why I'm laughing.
Go ahead, sir.
What has happened to our own refineries? I think we're supposed to have about 3 or 4 refineries.
We were told that Port Harcourt was supposed to start running this year.
No. We have been told that for how many years?
Well,
so what has happened to our own local refineries? Suddenly, everybody's talking about Dangote refinery. Dangote is a private business. It is not a government business. It is not a refinery owned by the Nigerian people. So, if we're talking about Dangote refinery, we should be asking the question, why is it that the refineries owned by the Nigerian people, why are they not working? Is it the same people that are fighting Dangote that have stopped ours from working? And these OICs they're talking about, what are they gaining? Nigeria is an oil producing nation, yet we do not know how much oil we produce in a day. Because it is this same foreign oil firms that tell you what you produce and tell you what is lifted up and tell you what is remaining. Is it not shameful? So if anybody is saying, they want to sabotage Dangote refinery, who are those sabotaging the ones owned by Nigerians? You remember very well, 29th of May 2023, your president said subsidy is gone. Your president came on air and said that there are people who are benefiting or who have been benefiting from subsidy. Who are they? Their names cannot be mentioned, they cannot be probed, they cannot be investigated. 1 year down the line, subsidy is gone, Nigerians are suffering. It is that word, subsidy is gone, that threw us into where we are today. And nobody has been questioned, nobody has been arrested, nobody has been punished. How do you want the country to develop? How do you want us to move forward? When we keep creating room and excuses for those who are doing evil things in this country, for those who are stealing this country dry, nobody punishes them. But our police and our security agencies are quick to arrest anyone who steals a tuber of yam to feed his family. And the judiciary is there to send that person to 10 years, 5 years, 3 years imprisonment. But yet those who steal billions, those who enrich themselves from the pocket of the Nigerian people don't get punished.
All right, so moving on very quickly, this news may interest women. We hear that a bill seeking to create 74 seats for women in the National Assembly passed the second reading today in the House of Representatives. Now, the move was aimed at encouraging more female participants in politics. So it was sponsored by Benjamin Kala, the Deputy Speaker, and 12 other lawmakers. The proposed legislation seeks to alter Section 49, 48, and 117, including 71 of the Constitution, to create one special seat reserved exclusively for women in the Senate and House of Representatives for each of the federation or federal constituencies. So you could get one seat for women.
I've always said something.
So and they're also seeking for about 3 seats for women in the House of Assembly for equality and balance purposes.
You see, these are not bills that will interest anybody.
So women don't have the fighting power to
the issue
fight.
of women getting into power does not is not the business of the National Assembly.
Why so?
It starts from the parties. It starts from the political parties. The constitutions. Every political party would have a woman leader. And that is where it stops. When it comes to elective positions, House of Rep, Federal House, Senate, how many women do the parties put forward? So it's something that they should go and resolve at the party level. And that is why I'm calling that we need to look at our electoral laws again. That is one. We need to look at the constitutions of the political parties for we to achieve this women rights of women. You don't give power to somebody who is sleeping.
But are the women sleeping? Women have the highest voting power.
Why are they not voting themselves? Why are women not voting women in?
Who are the ones in the political parties who vote who are part of the, what do they call them, delegates again?
It comes back.
More women are not delegates. It's the men that are the delegates.
It comes back to the constitution of the parties.
So the political parties should be held
responsible.
Okay, all right.
So it's not for the Senate. If the House of Rep pass the law, how does it affect the constitution of? Well, it brings us back to, is it the Samoa agreement? So if tomorrow the House of Rep passes a law, the political party will tell you that our constitution does not recognize that law. What happens? What happens? Why are we always
the constitution of Nigeria will supersede that if it is in the constitution of Nigeria that this must happen, then it must happen.
I am telling you that the political class will not allow it.
Okay.
Let them go back to the party level. Let the women leader in the parties begin to fight for their women folks. Because when it comes to an election day, 80% of the women or the people who vote are women. And if you go back to the 2023 election and check how many of the women who came out as candidates for House of Rep, for Senate, for Federal House of Rep, how many of the women were voted in by the women themselves?
Okay, let's quickly enter into another matter very quickly because we do not have time. So, I wanted to mention this Niger thing, but let's just move on a bit. So the Coalition of Ethnic Nationalities Youth Leader in Nigeria have expressed anger over the worsening fuel scarcity in Nigeria. Bottom line, they're saying that, look, we cannot be buying fuel so expensive and then it will still be scarce. Oga Presido, our patience.
Please, those youths should go and sit down somewhere. People are talking of hunger, they're talking of petrol.
Sorry, sir.
We're saying that the cost of food items are out of the reach of the ordinary man. And some people gather themselves and calling themselves.
But there is no fear,
there's coming. Please.
Okay, sir.
Please, are they just waking up from sleep? And they're beginning to talk about fuel giving up. What kind of ultimatum are they giving? Ultimatum that will not last, that will not come to pass? We're talking of hunger in the land. We're talking of starvation.
Expired today, sir.
And what have they done about it?
They are warning again.
Warning for what are they warning? Please, people should sit in their houses and if they don't have anything to do, they should go and find the work and do.
So how do people seek for a redress? How do you hold your government accountable?
Is it now that they know they have to hold the government accountable?
Okay, by the way, a man yesterday climbed the masts in protests of the hunger and hardship in the country. Guess what? He was rescued by the Nigerian police and was arrested. He's in detention. The Nigerian police says that he would undergo medical evaluation and mental evaluation. If he's found mentally healthy and there's nothing wrong with him, then he'll be charged to courts for trying to take attempted suicide, for trying to take your own life.
Well, that's what the Constitution says.
I'm just saying.
But then, but it's not about charging him to court. It's about addressing the issues the man has raised.
I was going to ask that who then takes account, or who should we charge to court for the hardship in the country?
You remember when a few weeks back when the organized labor went on strike and they shut down your national grid. And honorable members, senators, even your Senate president, and some governors were calling them murderers, that they should be tried. And then a few days back, your national grid collapsed. Who?
It collapsed over the weekend.
Yes. Who has been arrested? Who have they called out to be held accountable? So all I'm saying is that everybody today knows that there is hunger in the land. People are doing what they're doing, and you think people are just doing it because they want to do it. No. The frustration in the land, the depression in the land is alarming.
He puts Buhari there. He put Osinbajo there. And now it's his own turn to come and do what? That is what he's doing. And remember what Obi said. Obi said that when you are sort of coming in is not credible, you cannot perform credible. And everybody know about this man, the story of this man, how he came in. How do you expect him to do something? He is what he is. And he is doing that thing that he is. So anybody telling the man is just dancing Maradona, doing people, the more you look, the less you see, and time is going. You know, somebody who doesn't have shame, have shame.
Move to another conversation. You won't be speaking in this
okay,
manner like this.
Please. Let me just say something. This, Maradona, please lose hope. Nigeria will lose hope unless Nigeria will wake up to fight the battle. If not, we are nowhere. God bless you all.
Now, me in Conco Maradona. On top matter we are no. Hello, good evening to you.
Very precious.
Sir.
Good evening to you.
Good evening and welcome. Joval, you're welcome.
Yes,
Joval,
I'm very happy today.
Why?
Good evening to the prince, the wise prince.
Joval, how are you?
I'm fine, prince. Good evening, sir. The prince, this issue that you were discussing now regarding women and their electoral relevance. You know, the other time I told Precious, there's this woman that emerged a flag bearer in her place. And the women did not rally around her so that she could come out as a candidate in that particular party. Even the woman herself, when it was time for the primary, she left her place and queued behind the man. I've said it that if all the women in Nigeria could just stand behind a particular woman, to be honest with you, the prince, you know, a woman will emerge president in this country. Women will not support themselves. So that is that for that. Now, coming to this, is it a Ruga thing that the president is trying to reintroduce again? I don't know why the president will keep doing something like this. We want this country to move forward. Whenever the president does something good, we'll hail him. But I cannot remember the last time the president has done something that will make us to hail him. Instead, Precious will tell us to guide our mental health. And what we get is something that will provoke our mental health. This evening, I wanted to rest and listen to you, but my mental health has been violated right now.
Sorry.
With the, especially from those who are supposed to be representing us and representing themselves. That thing they are doing there, they are not serious with it. They just want Nigerians to feel as if they are now representing us, so that, like I keep advocating, they are the problem of this country. Nigerians should wake up, mobilize themselves, storm that National Assembly, and so they can go and be hiding like those people that were in Kenya. Those who have had high chieftaincy title cap, removed it. These guys, and we're hiding under the table everywhere. That's what we need to do. We should send them to where they belong. They are not representing us. If they are representing us, this country will not be like this today. Precious, you know what I am saying, and you agree with me about that. So, yes, you know, they are not representing us. They are not. If they are representing us, we will not be talking like this. By now, there are a lot of things that the president is doing that they are supposed to make sure those things are not happening. I remember the time of Saraki. Saraki stood his ground and made sure that Buhari could not have his way in all things that time. So what happened to those people who are representing us? Is it the Senate president today, Akpabio, that will kick against whatever Tinubu is doing? The answer is no. So we will wake up one day, and I believe that if, God willing, all of us have not died when we sleep and go to bed empty hunger in this country. Precious, thank you.
Good night. Good night, Joval. Good night. Hello, good evening to you. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Precious.
Sir, you're welcome.
Good evening, Precious.
You're welcome,
yeah.
Sir.
Thank you. My greeting to your guest.
He can hear you, sir.
Okay. The area I want to speak is on the area of bringing back Boko Haram repentant souls to
Yes, so
Nigeria.
only 560 of them, sir.
In fact, it is a disaster to this country. I don't know why we are behaving the way we are behaving. And to me, if I am to say it, I would say that the Northerners have a hidden agenda against this very nation.
No, Oga, calm down. You see, this is not fair. You're on public radio. No, don't say things that will destroy our country. I don't know whether I get another country. You don't do it. Please withdraw. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead.
I withdraw the statement. Now, hello?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead.
If they want to integrate Boko Haram members to Nigerian soldiers,
not Nigerian soldiers. They are integrating them into the society, not into the military.
Okay,
into the society.
Okay, into the society.
Yes.
Good. Why not bring and also integrate those that operate in Bayelsa during the time of this man into the society? And all those IPOP people they held down in prison, why didn't they go and free to them, they integrated to the society so that things will work normal and we all will love ourselves? In fact, the way this country is going, I am very, very sorry. I could have run away when at my earlier age, when people in America and I said, what am I doing with be a gardener in America? I stay back. Today, I'm listening. May God bless Nigeria.
Thank you. God bless you too.
You know. Adding to what he just said, it's a reality, and that is where people are getting pained. You claim that repentant Boko Haram. I don't know how you made them to become repentant, and you're refurbishing them and re-engineering them and bringing them back into the society. Yet you are arresting people from Southeast. You also call them terrorists, isn't it? That's what the state government, the federal government calls them. You also
because they're proscribed.
Good. And then you also arrest IPOP members, including Nnamdi Kanu. And is it that in 3 years of keeping Nnamdi Kanu, they have not been able to refurbish him? Or they can how do they use that? They want deradicalization. Yeah, so this is where people are saying we have two laws in this country. One for the rich, one for the poor, one for the north, one for the south. Can't we do things?
So you just feel that you think you're of the opinion that if the Boko Haram repentant members could be giving amnesty, they should also seek for repentant IPOB members and give them amnesty too.
At least for now, Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention for 3 years. I'm sure they should have been able to work on him and release him as well.
Okay, all right.
That's equity, justice, and fairness.
All right, thank you. Thank you, sir. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear.
Well, your volume is very low, so I can barely hear you. But just make it quick. Thank you.
All right. I just want to try to ask a question. Is it everybody in the Northeast that wants Kanu to be released?
Is it everybody in the what?
In the Northeast that wants him to be released.
In the Northeast that wants Nnamdi Kanu to be released?
Yes.
Nnamdi Kanu is not from the Northeast now.
Is there cooperation among them? Because
Are you talking about people in the Southeast now or the Northeast?
Hello.
All right, I can barely hear you. I don't know what's wrong with your output. I guess he's trying to say Southeast. That are you sure that it's everyone that is in the Southeast that wants?
How many people came out to ask that Boko Haram members be reintegrated into the society?
So not all the Northerners.
Was there a referendum for that? Was there voting for that? Was there a congress? Was there a gathering? Was there a meeting for that? Sometimes when people ask some questions at times, I ask myself, where are they coming? Are they coming from the moon? You cannot be asking such a question. Are you not saying that if you put it to voting, do you think people would vote that those people who have been arrested as Boko Haram should be brought back into the society, not everybody will vote. But the government is using its discretion to do that. So why are they not using their discretion to deal with IPOB and the Nnamdi Kanu's case as well?
Okay. All right. Let's quickly take a few more calls and we'll go to our messages. Hello, good evening. Are you there?
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening and welcome. What's your name, Sam? Where are you calling from?
Thank you. My name is Udeme Odeka. I'm calling from Maryland.
Udeme, my friend. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much.
Go ahead.
I've been enjoying this station.
Thank
it's
you.
Fantastic.
Chai, thank you.
My regard to the analyst in the studio.
Udeme Sosong 88. Go ahead.
Why Nigerian? Hello?
Go ahead.
Please, I don't know why Nigerian government should integrate murderer, suicide bombers, thieves, armed robbers into the society. Please, you know that in the next 2, 3, 4 years to come, when these people are being sprayed all around the state, you know what is going to happen in this country. Please, we need to think ahead, because the government or the people that are planning the downfall of this country are thinking far ahead of us. And we are just here talking and celebrating on what we should celebrate. We are not in the picture of what is happening in this country. Please, we should sit up. There's not crazy. I don't know what we take as if some we think we are leaders. We travel out of the country, but we are doing things in darkness. My sister, please, my analyst has said everything as you have said. But God bless him. Let us be watchful, for the devil is at hand now to deal with us in Nigeria. He's dealing with us already. Thank you so very much.
Thank
God
you.
Bless.
Devil. Now, wow, you guys will not keep me in this walk. Okay, so let me generally go to WhatsApp messages and I go over to YouTube too very quickly. So on WhatsApp, I wanted to tell you that your governor, Hope Uzonimba, has said that APC has done very well, fantastically well in the country, in Nigeria, throughout its administration. From 2015, APC has been very good. That the current hardship that you people are experiencing in your country is just due to global challenges. That there is general global challenge in the country that is making us face this issue. So it's not because of the hardship. But let's say it's not because of any bad leadership.
I'm one of those who don't associate myself. I don't have anything to do with Opozodema.
Ew, why, sir?
I do not, because I've not seen anything he has done in my state. Go to Imo State and tell me one thing he has done. Just point one thing he has done in Imo State. The only thing we know, a lot of us know about our governor, is that he's always in the media. He's always talking and talking, And then, sometimes when you listen to him talk, you ask, is this man fit, worthy being a governor? So I don't join issues that has to do with him because, unfortunately, Imo State has not been lucky after the reign of late Samoa Bakwe.
Okay, so let's move on now. Good evening, Precious. Walisho Inka will not judge Tinubu's administration or government because of the tiny highway roads in Abuja that they named after him as a compensation. Leo sent in that message. Leo. And His Royal Highness BC Woko says, what the federal government is doing with the so-called repentant Boko Haram is nothing but recycling evil in the society. This is one of the reasons why Boko Haram will not be totally eradicated, because there is assurance of federal government backup whenever they are caught. Now, honestly, this is really unfair to numerous innocent citizens still languishing in various prisons in Nigeria for doing nothing. Meanwhile, the free Boko Haram people, members. And then, who's this now? Okay. This is Sammy from United States. It says, how can this government induce murderers into our society instead of prosecuting those criminals that are giving them training? For what exactly, Precious? You don't ask me now. Hi. Okay. Tinubu won't say anything regarding River State, as his silence, deafening silence, is a nod to Wike continuous excesses. Unless the people rise up, nothing will happen. And then I heard from Reps members raising emotion on insecurity, why are they not asking about the 400 list of sponsors of this dastardly act? Rather than fight the root or the root cause, they are busy chasing shadows. These are just, say these guys are just playing with Nigerians. Okay, with Nigeria and Nigerians. That's what he said. Sammy, I appreciate you. And good evening, Precious, and our intellectual Prince Chilaka Neka from Surulere says, Prince Chilaka, thank you and other people that come up to this VOP TV to open our eyes and telling us the truth about this country. And may God bless VOP crew. If something is not done about the hunger that have ravaged the country, I fear, let the people remember that a hungry man is an angry man. Let Senate worry well, because it will soon happen. So that they are worried, they worry. It will soon happen like that of Kenya. That's what she says. Then Precious, thank you for the great job that you're doing and bringing people like this great man. I don't know we can still see persons like this, like Barrister Darlington and him. God bless you and the people you bring to your show. God bless VOP TV. Thank you, sir. Kenachiku from First says, I don't see the reason why I should be buying fuel on a high cost and still be on queue. It's very annoying. That one, they pay me well. I feel like killing everyone in this. Stop it! I'm not reading again. You feel like we should just start afresh. That's what you said. About Superior Gun, Egan Lega says, I think facts are beginning to emerge that this present government are not prepared getting into power. And that's because there are too much of trial and error with the regime.
Which is true.
So far. That's what he says.
Which is the truth.
And then Kisi and Victor from Ilikweji says, no, this is not for us. Moving on, good evening, Precious and the guest. Mr. Jude from Okota says, please, Mr. President doesn't want to tackle the insecurity. Instead, they're recruiting the terrorists into the military. Is because the jihad agenda, you talked about jihad, and it's still on, but Nigerians are not looking to that extent. That's what you said. Good evening, Precious. Your network has gone. Oh, I'm so sorry. 1K. Sorry. You left me to go and watch Spain and France match. Abi. This thing you're doing, is it good? Is it good? I thought I was your person. See why? Come back when you finish watching the match. People who have terrorized communities, killed civilians, ambushed and killed soldiers. They killed soldiers, yeah?
Killed policemen as well.
Same Nigerian army are the ones sending same terrorists back to the society to socialize with the people they have tormented. That this is mockery. Are they saying terrorism pays? Precious, it is ridiculous to create 74 special seats for women. It's very, very ridiculous. I don't understand why they feel they deserve any special treatment. Can Prince Francis walk into the Senate and get a seat because he's a man? That bill should be flung out the window. Adding more seats wouldn't be wouldn't be aiding more to the frivolous cost. By the way, it is more expenses and more costs to the country. Yeah, in a time where they should be talking about reduction, we want to go and add. Did I not say it in my message yesterday that the police might even arrest the man and put him in jail, beat him up, and ask hungry man to bail himself with 1 million naira? That's what you said. You mentioned that. So immediately I saw that response from the Nigerian police, I just said, oh wow, somebody had mentioned that. ECOWAS have not been functioning for a long time. How can they function? By the selecting chairman from Nigeria every time, where rule of law is not being obeyed or allowed to work. Those countries that are not recognizing ECOWAS are right, because they stand to gain nothing from ECOWAS. Chinemere from Agbara sent in that message. And Tony Anele from Ijegumo. Oh God, Oga Tony, be making your message short. It's too long. Precious, they say the naked truth. APC chairman's statement to the youth is an affirmation that the youth are on their own, except they go and learn skills, since the government has no plans to create jobs for them. So every man to himself. Now, so you take B. The Senate should amplify the call to address food insecurity. They should add cost of medication and general health care, notwithstanding the cosmetic removal of imported duty for just 5 months. Nigerians should also be on the watch out when the planned brown or black rice will start arriving in the country. I pray that many Nigerians will remain to witness the arrival of that promised staple foods. Are you sure that what you are quoting is from Nigerian Senate, I will not be surprised to hear from Akpabio say tomorrow that they did not authorize anyone to send such a communication. The greatest surprise is the fact that the likes of Professor Shoinka have been quietened by the happenstances in the country, which has been on an unprecedented crescendo since the past 14 months, running without the prof occupying any part of the country. Naming anyone Nebuchadnezzar, no call anyone. You don't even call anyone Shippopotamus or carrying any mock casket or anything. You don't do any of this. My Niger land of hypocrites. Oh, Chief Chilaka, my brother, I cannot agree less. How can Livestock be giving an autonomous ministry? Don't listen, autonomous ministry. That's an autonomous ministry because it is their own special ministry. An autonomous ministry. What did you say again? And then you say, oh goodness. He said, tomorrow now, I need to finish it. Tomorrow now, spare parts dealers, onion sellers, tomato sellers will also ask for their own ministry. Okay, Otonanili. I appreciate it. That was lengthy. Please make your message short next time. Precious, good evening. Well done. Good job. Not only your sir person like is it not only your sir person like me they enjoy Ojari. Make I know go develop BP. My dear brother, don't come and kill yourself and die you. Good evening, VOP. Why are they integrating Boko Haram into the society? In few years to come, they will almost kill everyone in Nigeria. Emma from Isolo sent in that message. And then Amobi from 7 and 8 says Nigerian government is spending money training our money. Training, that is the money that we would have used to eat now that we're hungry. Using it to train repentant Boko Haram to join society while the people they send to IDP camps are still there. Meaning that if you want to be heard in Nigeria, you go into violence. Remember, one army chief told the Boko Haram that they cannot get what they are looking for. But if they repent, they join the society, they will get it and can even become Nigerian president one day. Otilo, it is happening right now. Precious, please help us to verify this information very well. Is it that they are reintegrating them into the society or into the Nigerian army? Because during the 6 p.m. news, it was said that they are reintegrating them into the Nigerian army and not into the society. Into the society. Into the society. Into the what? Even the ones that we heard from gossip that they're putting into the Nigerian army. Nigerian army denied it. He said they only put in civilian JTF. Civilian task force. That they are not in the army. So please, at least I have to quote the government. So though none of the two make sense to me, if we're integrating criminals into the society or the army, then why do we have a court of law? AY from Moshe sent in that message. And good evening, Madam Precious. Hunger Day, blue blood from Lagos. Your blood self don't turn blue. Chai, my dear brother. Sorry. And then Josephine Ade, the police public relations officer, FCT command, in a statement on Tuesday said, Shoaib Alhaji should be subjected to mental harassment. I don't carry the news now. And he said, my take on this, Madam Ade, is that if she knows anything about the law of all things being equal, she should have missed her comment about Shoaib Alhaji. Barrister Darlington mentioned that it may be someone from a particular extraction of the country. And it was. Those who have removed subsidy but didn't remove subsidy should be the ones to be subjected to psychiatric assessment. Also from Olodia Papa sent in that message. I'll get back to the calls now and they will do YouTube soon. Hello, welcome.
Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Prince Chilaka, good evening, sir.
What's your name, sir? What's your name, sir?
For real.
You're welcome. Go ahead, for real.
Thank you. So what we are experiencing now is not something we should be playing with now because just imagine now someone like Nnamdi Kanu. I'm not from Igbo, I'm from Edo. So Nnamdi Kanu that has no record of, there's no evidence of him to have killed one person. He has been detained wrongfully for a couple of years now, and they are raising Boko Haram saying that they are unrepentant. So this thing is not fair. It's just glaring. It's high time we shouldn't be talking about all these things again. We should not be praying to God that God should help us. I'm telling you the truth. Or for me, if I'm to advise the presidency, I advise them to resign.
Our debt from 12 trillion to 121.
So I
check your records.
So I wanted him to remind us, please, what exactly did they do with that over 20 trillion that they have borrowed in the past 1 year? Is good because since he's part of government, so as much as we all have our affiliations as human beings that we are, and everyone does have the right to speak their mind, but please let's not try to rubbish another person's opinion. Let me quickly take some messages very quickly. Precious, please calm down. Mr. Ola is an agent of government. Don't let him make you to be angry. No, I'm not angry. I'm just angry at the plight of the people. So if you know me, you do know that. I mean, I'm very emotional when it comes to helping people, and I'm very empathetic. So it's really hurtful because I know the request I get every day. I know the amount of help I get every day across all religion, tribe. I help every day. So it's painful that I see that Nigerians are truly hungry, and we're defending what perhaps may not support their whatever. Okay, say they are all okay. Andrew from Majari State, say you. This message here says, Precious, good evening. The Northern Nigeria have a heating agenda. Okay, from Surulere, please. That's totally your opinion. Why is this man talking like this? It's his own opinion. You can't force your own opinion on someone else. Okay. Good evening, Precious, and the Prince. Defending this government must make you sound somehow. That we listeners are just crying. Demola from Ikoto. Demola, you too, are you not Omo Yoruba? Austin from Egweda, please. This country, ethnicity will make us collapse one day, and religion and selfish reasons. That's your opinion. Totally your opinion. Good evening, Prince Chilaka, my man of the year, Precious APC spokeslady. This is saying when a purpose of a thing is okay, and abuse, misuse becomes inevitable. This government is giving school by excuses of increasing fuel, blaming it on logistics. Where have they been? Where are the bad roads, no drainages? They have been looting our money. Well, you said a lot. I appreciate you. And then he says, nobody knows it all. A caller can be informed than your guest in the studio. Please, let's be coming down, because nobody said we know it all. So we were just asking him questions, so, and the caller also, the guest in the studio also wanted clarity in some of his stands. Okay, Precious, I know you're not APC woman leader, but people call you APC woman leader. Show me that everybody is hungry about the country. It's only that man that is enjoying the country because they have been empowered. The FGN has, okay, so good evening, Precious. Do you know that the Aso Rock is on a grazing route? You wonder why the government didn't just create a framework for animal husbandry instead of creating a full-fledged ministry when we are still waiting for them to implement the Oronshaya reports by reducing more ministries. The FGN has not no land anywhere across Nigeria, so I don't know the essence of the ministry. Instead, for them to just make policies to that effect. Beside the desk in the Ministry of Agriculture can handle whatever issues. So I'm wondering, so it's livestock not part of agriculture? I beg, one on learn agriculture, one on not learn livestock as part of agriculture.
It's actually one of the
major, differently.
It's actually one of the major subjects in agriculture.
So I don't understand. Okay, I leave it. Amaka from Motion says, please help innocent Mazen and the Kanu. May Almighty continue to protect and preserve everyone. Nigerian youth, stop tribalism and wake up like Kenyan youths. I remain blessed. Hello, Precious. Why is Mr. Ola always fond of supporting Tinubu? Is he not suffering from all that Nigerians are also suffering? Now, question as Ima from Isolo. Mayor from Festac says, good evening, Precious Prince Laka. The handwriting on the wall is that Nigerian situation is clear, that Tinubu is what you said a lot. I appreciate you. Okay, let me go to YouTube and see if I can take a few reactions. Don't laugh at me.
They're going to give you buzz.
Grace Line TV says, good evening, Precious. Everyone is saying President Tinubu should that's a very good idea, but then my question is, who takes over the president if he's no more? Precious, please, do we have an idea? Nobody's going anywhere. John Chuma says, we go to bed empty hunger while our leaders are chilling, yet we are praying for God's help. Don't worry, we come and help us. Okay, so don't worry, God will come and help us. Christ Mbo says, this repentant Boko Haram should be integrated to farmers, to some sectors. Farming sector. What do you expect from Supreme Court? Okay, all right, so let me quickly get back to my call. Hello, good evening to you. I wanted to go to my step down conversation.
Hello,
Mr. Ola has my sister. Good evening. Buenos tardes.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Super. Go ahead.
Prince Chilaka, good evening, sir.
Good evening, madam.
Prince Chilaka, good evening.
He's answering you. He's saying good evening to you. Go ahead.
All right. See, producer, that is all. I don't know what to do to that man. Maybe you have to block him.
No, I will not lock him. Everybody has a right to speak.
You know that the items that I use, that we are buying 25,500 before.
The what?
I'm now buying it 21,000.
The what? Eye drop.
Because I'm a glaucoma patient.
Sure.
That's true. Because my mom uses.
So many things. I don't even know. If I tell you that this night I will get everyone, I will not believe it with my children. So why should someone come on here and be supporting bad things? Pray that God should help us in this country. If we don't stand up like Syrians, it's going to be very difficult for all of us. Now, we don't know where our next meal is coming from. I don't know whether they want all of us to die before they will do something in this country. It's a very good night.
All right, thank you. Good night. Thank you so much. Okay. Ken Ezeke says, I am lobbying for snail ministry. I love fried snail a lot. so justice for snails, Abby. Okay, hello, good evening to you.
Good evening, Ma.
Yes, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good evening, Prince Shilaka.
Good evening.
It's Akuchinyere.
You're welcome, Akuchinyere.
Thank you. I want to tell the leaders of Nigeria, the leader of Nigeria, President Tinubu, he should try to find out if the people he's trying to recruit in soldier and army, whether they are Nigerians. Okay? Because it's very, very important. We are many, and we don't need outside people to come and rule us. Please, you should make sure to since they have repented, you should also try to know if they are Nigerians, because it's very, very important, please.
Thank you.
And it should try to do something concerning the hardship. Madam Precious, general body test now, 75,000 naira. Yeah? For me to do general body test is 75,000 naira. Then how much am I going to use to buy the drug? Yeah, these people should do something now.
General body test is not 75,000 naira. That's not comprehensive test. Proper comprehensive test is over 100,000.
The test I want to do is for my eye, for kidney something, because I am having pain in my kidney and by the left hand of my stomach. Then they also call the urine something and the blood test. So that one, the full test is 22,500. Then they now include the eye test. They said it's 75,000 naira according to the place I went. So I don't know who to believe again. They should try to do something. It's not fair. Yeah, even though for you to get just common malaria and typhoid medicine now.
Yeah, very expensive.
Malaria and typhoid medicine now, just the ordinary chalk one, is 6,000 naira here. Yeah, they should do something now. They should do something.
Thank you, Akuchinyere. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Good night, ma.
Good night. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. Hey, I don't even know where to run to now because my message box is just so full. Okay, so let's see if we can take a few of other messages. Good evening, Precious. Just as the Niger Deltans were giving amnesty, the North wants theirs too, and this is what is happening. Also, the creation of Ministry of Cattle Rearers is what the North wants to watch out. They would start praising the president now. Precious, Tinubu won't say a word in Rivers crisis. Silent, simply an expression of consent. God Almighty is exposing our leaders against the country because they forgot that they are always swearing with the Bible when they're swearing into power, or they're sworn into power, I beg your pardon. That is how God is dealing with them. Chinemere from Agbara sent in that message. And here it says, Precious, they are talking about repentance, Boko Haram, but why did they kill those kidnappers in Ladipo? Wow. Easy from Udo, Easy Udo sent in that message. And good evening, Precious. Babij from Moshudi says, Precious, without being sentimental or selfish, I'll say that the Igbos in Nigeria are being treated like foreigners and second-class citizens. Compare Nnamdi people from other tribes and region, they are highly being marginalized and cheated, yet they are the most peaceful. Precious, what's happening in the north is not insecurity. just a jihad movement, colonization. That's what you said. That's your opinion. Good evening. Okay. All right. Okay, so this here says, good evening, VOP. This government is ready to do anything for Nigerians. Your guest and Barrister Darlington are our mouthpiece. We appreciate them. Or perhaps are not ready to do anything for Nigerians. Okay, let me have your parting shots, Prince Francis Chilaka. Apologies, we had to delete or do without our step-down conversation for today. Let's have your parting shots.
We go to bed
empty hunger. Yes.
For me, it is deep, and I think every right-thinking Nigerian should reflect on that. It shows the current state of our country. It shows the fact that people are really, really hungry. People are asking for government. It is the sole responsibility of government to provide for the people, create an enabling environment for the people to thrive. And for those who are benefiting from government, be careful how you show it around. For the fact that you're okay doesn't mean that the other person is okay. Thank you.
All right, yes. Well, thank you so much, Prince Francis Chilaka. I appreciate you. Thank you. My name is Precious Inye. Hopefully, I'll see you again tomorrow evening. Hopefully. Please, whatever happens, protect your mental health. And if you have enough, please look out for someone around you. Please, people are really hungry. I love you. Good night.